let's get to why you people are here in the first place. Let's talk about Sicario. You're the hunter or the hunted, a wolf or sheep. And in the land of wolves, anything less than predatory cunning means you are the lamb being led to slaughter. Last night, the TIR patrons and I watched the 2015 film Sicario, Denis Villeneuve's modern take on the war on drugs. About 30 minutes in, I realized exactly why this film probably arouses Donald Trump more than his fleeting memories of Epstein Island vacations. Sicario, for me, plays like a high-budget, high-gloss death wish, better effects, better performances, and a slightly reconfigured revenge fantasy. The propaganda, however, is familiar. In the 1980s, the war on drugs was fought on street corners with the faint hope that maybe, just maybe, you could work your way up to the big guy. In Sicario, the war has migrated into the shadows of the U.S. deep state, waged clandestinely across foreign borders. President Trump's newly escalated drug war, one that has already seen over 70 people killed in drug boat drone strikes, feels far more like Duterte's Philippines than even Clinton's America. Trump says openly that he wants to kill drug dealers, yet you can be certain the Sackler family will never experience the stealth precision of a drone strike in one of their many villas. But here's the twist. Sicario is, in many ways, an anti-drug war film, as our guest writes in his recent review. Quote, that Sicario is so relevant to current events a decade later is a testament to how well it has aged, how ahead of its time it was, and just what a great film Villeneuve crafted, a film of impeccable visual storytelling, a haunting soundtrack, and subtle, penetrating performances. Sicario breaks from the drug war films of the 80s and 90s, Clear and Present Danger, Sniper, whose Colombian jungle battles echoed Vietnam cinema. Villeneuve instead frames the drug war through the deserts of northern Mexico, evoking the battlefields of Afghanistan and Iraq in the global war on terror. Its tactical aesthetic recalls Zero Dark 30, the hidden brutality, the collapsing distinction between friend and foe, and the moral ambiguity of a war with no clear end, an endless or forever war. Wherever you're watching or listening, you can find a link to Ralph's piece in last DVD titled Land of Wolves. Please welcome our guest coming all the way live from the UK, for real this time, Ralph Leonard.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm good. Good.
Now we're live for real. Now, you said you didn't like the sequel. What did the sequel do to you? Why don't you dig that?
Because I think the sequel is a lot more vulgar compared to the first film. Because especially it plays into like the whole Trumpian tropes about immigration and the drug war. Like in the opening sequence of the second one, you see a bit about Al-Qaeda terrorists smuggle themselves into the United States through the Mexican border.
Mm-hmm.
And basically the whole story is like something you would see from a Call of Duty game.
Okay.
It's basically a massive like shoot 'em up sort of special forces propaganda.
You didn't feel that way for the first one?
The first one was more subtle. It was more sophisticated with how it did, and it also goes to show how much of a difference a director makes. Because Denis Villeneuve, who currently is like the YouTuber's favorite the YouTuber cinephile's favorite director at the moment, who incidentally is going to direct the next James Bond film, by the way. And
is that a good thing?
Could be, could not be. I don't know.
James, are they going to have him be black yet? They canceled that. No Idris Elba, right?
No. They're not going to get Idris Elba.
Damn it.
Yeah.
I mean, I hadn't seen Sicario. I was saying this to Ralph offline that I had actually been to Juárez several times. Have nothing but quite positive memories of the city. And I was there during kind of towards the tail end of the height of their violence. 2010 was like really the height of the violence, and I think the movie comes out in 2015, and it's probably trying to tell the story of 2010. For those that don't know, Juarez is a border city near the El Paso border, and you know, the scary thing about going there the first time was that no one would take us there because we couldn't drive in on our own. We needed someone to drive us in, and they would tell us, "Oh, we don't go there because people get killed there." So there was no U.S. tourism. They weren't even allowing the soldiers to go there. So considering I live on a border town now, that looks like what people would think a border town is: tons of U.S. tourism. Um, 24-hour pharmacies that play to the U.S. tourists. Walking around downtown Juarez was a very different. It was like, oh shit, this is there's no Americans here. But the movie, for me, it opens with this very jarring scene that takes place in the States. And maybe you can explain how the movie opens.
Oh yeah, so it opens with a shot of suburban Arizona, and it opens with like a group of SWAT teams
Yeah.
descending on this house, and of course the FBI come in as well to raid it because of they think cartel associates are holed up in there, and then they raid it. They kill the cartel members who fire on them, and then inadvertently they discover that there are bodies inside the house, and that's when they know that hidden within the walls of the house, and that's why they know, oh, this is some deep stuff they've just found. And then they investigate further, and they find that the parts of the compound is like booby trapped. So one person, like trying to unlock a kind of hatch door, ignites this booby trap, explosion happens, a few FBI agents get killed, and then the story moves on to how basically they want to get payback. They want to find the person who does this, and the main character, whose name is Kate Mercer, who's played by Emily Blunt, she wants in on this. She wants the payback, and basically they link her up with this CIA spook played by Josh Brolin, and she volunteers to be part of this kind of paramilitary clandestine effort to go after the cartel that was responsible for it. And that's where Kate finds herself into this like deeper and very ambiguous world where the law, as she understands it, is being like manipulated by the people who she thinks are meant to uphold it. And that's where her kind of idealistic vision as a servant of the state clashes with the reality of the deep state, if you will, how it conducts like its own efforts, or how it conducts the drug war.
Do you see it always feels to me when you watch movies like this, and maybe you don't feel the same way. I'm a bit of a connoisseur of a certain kind of propaganda film. I really do enjoy the Death Wish movies, kind of for ironic comedy and a reminder of what that era looks like, as far as making a certain kind of propaganda about what drugs and crime look like, and how they're intertwined in the city, and how you have to handle these things. And as comical as those things can look at us now, some 40 years later, when I watched a movie like Sicario for the first time, and again, my first time in Juarez, a mass grave was discovered, but it's a grave, trying to hide bodies in walls is the things of a madman.
Yeah.
And then if you had a house full of dead people, you probably wouldn't have people inside that house just chilling,
Yeah.
because there would be no purpose for you to be there. It's the dead people house.
Yeah.
So that opening scene for me, this like the terror's coming to middle America.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, fuck right off. You know, that's just not how this shit happens. Because I don't know if you've ever been to Arizona, unless you're in the southern part. I'm sorry, the northern part. Sorry. Arizona is maybe the most ridiculously hot place I've ever spent time in.
Yeah.
When you see Satan with a little fan, like, oof, like it's
Yeah.
just it's too fucking hot, man. And you're not gonna put bodies in a wall, even in plastic bags, and assume that
It's not going to decompose quickly.
oh my God. If you've ever smelled death,
Yeah.
you got to bury it 6 fucking feet deep. And if you have the ability, and here's where I went on Reddit, beautiful forum you people have with Reddit, by the way, to read about this movie.
Yeah.
And don't do that. I advise people don't do that. The rationale that people had for why you would put bodies in a house, I was like, oh, you guys have either never smelled death or have no idea how criminal organizations work. So numerous people said, they can't just dig a hole. And I'm like, if you have the fucking money to buy every house in a complex, neighborhood, whatever, I forget what you call it, you probably have money to buy construction vehicles to excavate large fucking holes. That's how that works, numbnuts. But people were like, no, this is the realism of what the cartels do. I was like, well, why would they do that? Like, that doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make sense.
You want to get rid of them, but either burn them or crush them. Yeah. Make them disappear.
You want to make them disappear. You don't want
evidence. Yeah, it's evidence.
You don't want to have like just, and then you want to have people that can talk in the death house. So that opening scene, and I think another thing that really worked for the opening scene is everyone vomiting.
Yeah.
Right? There's you fucking didn't smell it beforehand?
Yeah.
It's just sheetrock, dude.
Yeah.
Like, trust me, you could smell a fart through sheetrock. You're gonna tell me you couldn't smell a dead body?
Multiple dead bodies. Yeah.
It was the whole thing was stacked. I was just like, it's Arizona. It's so hot.
I mean, the flies would give you a hint.
Oh, and there's a dude eating cereal as the big, military vehicle comes through the wall. And all I could hear was like G.I. Joe music and like USA. And a movie like this, when you watch Death Wish 40 years later, you go, this is ridiculous. You see Larry Fishburne try to block a bullet with a boombox, right? In Death Wish 2 and die. Go, hey, like, you're like, that's not how people talk. And when I watch a movie like this, my first thought is like, okay, I see why people get super erect to shit like this. And then they go run down and want to join ICE. They put down their Call of Duty gamer shit and they go, you know what I need to make a difference?
Yeah.
Get a little ICE bonus and stop the terror from coming in. They're burying people inside the house.